Hello, everyone. Today I came with a very interesting topic, troubleshooting SharePoint on-premises 2013 or 2016 or 2019 server search service crawler never-ending issue. The troubleshooting technique that I'm going to share today. You'll never ever find it anywhere. Even Microsoft didn't document anywhere. The technique or troubleshooting that I will share that is completely based out of my personal experience. What exactly I'm going to explain here is, if you are managing SharePoint on a premise server or if you are an administrator of your SP farm, you may notice that all of a sudden, your SharePoint on-premise server search crawler is stuck in crawling. It could be in full crawling or incremental crawling. The crawling never ends. It went on the infinite loop. This could be in the SharePoint 2013 or 2016 or 2019 version. This might have been triggered a couple of days or weeks ago, but it didn't get completed as the way it should, that you didn't notice. This is the issue. How can we fix that? I'll show this technique in this demo. So let's get started. Let's say your full crawler or increment crawler started sometimes back or based on the scheduler. But it is never ending. It never ends without your knowledge. It has been running for a week, which you don't know, and all of a sudden, if you notice, how do you feel that? And you have a timeline to fix that. So, yes, this is a tense moment, and you need to know the technique and how to fix. Your boss will start asking the status of this issue, like how it happened, when it is going to be fixed, and many tough questions. Really, you'll be under pressure on how to fix that. I'm sure you will not get this clue on the internet or any forum or blog. Even on the Microsoft site, you'll not find the solution. You are in such situation. You are intense. Now what to do? You are thinking about how I can fix this issue. How can I fix? So you started Googling and you are following Google instructions. As per Google instructions, you started your troubleshooting. First, you restarted the search service and timer services on the application server. The search service application runs on the application server. So you restarted the search service and timer service. No luck, it didn't work. You've cleared the config cache in SharePoint from both the application and the front-end server. No luck, it didn't work. Then you did. Performed IIS reset. This also didn't work. No luck. Then you went to restart the servers. All the servers from your SharePoint farm you've restarted. Still, your search service crawler is not coming back to the normal. It is infinite in process or running mode. It is not ending. How to fix this? Still, you extended your troubleshooting steps based on Google instructions or the community. Instructions from various forums. Blogs. You are still hoping that you can fix that issue. You are continuing your troubleshooting. If none of the prior solutions work as discussed here, then you might have performed the reset of the search index from the central administration site. Still, if the reset doesn't restore normal functionality for full or incremental search, experts suggest that the search service may be corrupted or damaged. This is what you will get from Google or instructions from the community. In such cases, they will suggest a new search service application must be created. That means your old search service application is damaged. It is not going to work anymore. The experts and community suggest the old search service application should be deleted, and you need to create a new one. Recreating a new search application service is not an easy job. I know it is time-consuming and requires lots of effort. It needs lots of effort to bring it back to like your old search service application. That is a very important thing we need to keep in mind within the given timeline. We cannot recreate it. Without recreating a new service application, I'll show you how you can fix this issue with a simple fix. Yes, I will share you this technique. But before that, I'll let you know the technical architecture of this issue. What happens behind the scenes when a service crawler runs? To run a search service application, what are the technical aspects involved in this? None of the troubleshooting techniques tell what I am going to share for this issue to fix. Actually, we need to understand how SharePoint search service applications work and the database behind it. So before fixing that, we need a little bit of idea or understanding about the database behind this. SharePoint, search service application. So basically, what happens when you create a search service application in the SharePoint server? In the SQL Server, the below databases will be created automatically. Crawl database, linked database, analytics reporting database, and search administration database. The issue comes from any of these databases, and the solution also lies in one of these databases. I will show you that. Please be with me through this demo. You'll learn something new today that has not been discovered or shared by anyone. What is Crawl Database? This database stores tracking information and historical information about crawled items such as documents and URLs. It also stores information such as the last crawl time, the last crawl ID, and the type of update, add, update, delete during the last crawl. So this is about crawl database. What is linked database? This database stores unprocessed information that is extracted by the content processing component and information about search clicks. The analytics processing component analyzes this information. Then we have the analytics reporting database. This database stores the results of usage analysis. At last, we have search administration database. This database stores search configuration data. So yes, till now we have a fair idea about the database behind the search service application in SharePoint. On-premise server. All the databases will be created in this format. So this will help you to find what you are trying to find from the SQL Server backend. The database naming convention will be in this format. Your search service application, then GUID. The databases will be created automatically with these naming conventions. It is all automated, nothing to worry. So this is how the naming convention followed. These databases will be created automatically when you create a new search service application on the SharePoint on-premise server. So till now, we understood the architecture of the SharePoint search service application database and how these get created. Now let's see the problem. Let's explain the problem from here. The problem is, why is my search crawler is not stopping or completing as expected? What happened? It was running perfectly. And all of a sudden it went on in an infinite loop. It is not stopping or completing. Let's see, where's the problem? Actually, the problem lies in the crawl database. We discussed various databases, and in that one of them was the crawl database. So the problem is coming from the crawl database. If you open this database from SQL Server, we can see the below table. Table name is MSS crawl URL. The problem lies in this table. Problem lies in this crawl database. Let's get into that. What is the problem? Why that problem is coming from this table? In this table, see, along with many columns, we have the column name called ErrorCount. Whose data type is small integer, and the small integer data type can hold a maximum value of 32,767. The small integer data type is range is minus 32,768 to 32767. Yes, this we have learned during our college academics, so this is nothing new. We learned data type, database design, or architecture. I explained about this error count column and the range that column can hold. Let's go to the next step, next slide, to see why the problem is coming from this column. The problem is here in this error count column. As we discussed, when a full or incremental crawl runs, that generates plenty of crawl errors. All detail errors were logged to this MSS crawl URL table. That means while you full crawl or incremental crawl has been running over a period of time, it generated plenty of errors in the backend table. You may have overlooked those errors, and that error count reached its maximum value. When the search service application is no longer able to add any record in this table while running the full or incremental crawl, the error number reached the max 32,767. In this scenario, the crawler goes on an infinite loop which never ends. So this is the technical reason behind this issue, and these things nowhere Microsoft has mentioned, and even you will not find this in any of the blog communities. No one will mention this. This is completely from my personal experience I'm sharing with you. Yes, right now we have known the technical reason why my crawler is not ending or finishing as the way it should. How to fix this issue? Now we know the reason. Now we need to fix it. This is very simple. Log into your SQL Server and open the crawl database we discussed. Locate the table MSS crawl URL and see the value of the error count column. It will be 32,767. That means it reached maximum capacity. Hence, you need to lower this value. So just make that error count value back to 1. Then automatically, your crawl, whether it is a full crawler or an incremental crawler, will start working as normal. It will be complete on time and start running on time. If you're an expert in SQL administration and have access to your SQL Server, you can do it by yourself, or you can take the help of your SQL administration team. Generally, in an ideal organization, SharePoint administrators will not have direct access to the SQL Server due to the company's security reasons. They maintain a separate SQL database administration team. They will fix that for you. Then, you can see the magic. Once you change the value 32,767 to 1, automatically your full or incremental will be complete on time and start on time. Your search crawler will be running as expected, and your issue will be fixed. And please be aware of that. Until you fix your errors, you need to continue this as routine maintenance. So again, you will face this issue, or your full crawler and incremental crawl will not complete on time. It will stuck on running mode. Once again, if this reaches this max value of 32,767, you need to follow the same process. Go to this crawl database. Update the error count value from the max 327672 to 1 and continue. So will be your routine work. Whenever it reaches its maximum value, you need to lower it to 1 and your issue will be fixed. So yes, you may wonder why this much error is occurring. There are many internal errors, and those are not directly impacting your search service functionality. You may ignore those errors or can fix them. So maybe once in 6 months or once in a year you will face this issue and need to fix it this way. This technique, nowhere is it mentioned in Microsoft documentation or any blog or tech community. This is from my personal experience I'm sharing with you. If you face this, you can apply this technique in your server. One thing I must mention here is that sometimes after updating the value from this 32,767 to 1, your crawler issue may not be fixed immediately. Sometimes you may need to restart your search service application and timer job services. If this doesn't fix automatically, you may do this. But definitely 100% this will work. Don't delete your search service application and create a new one. You don't need to think that your search service application has been damaged and it cannot be restored or fixed. So, those instructions from Google I don't believe because I fixed it personally and am sharing the experience with you. Whenever I face this issue, this is the technique I follow to fix it. That's all for today's demo. I hope you enjoyed and liked this troubleshooting technique and it helped you. Please consider subscribing to my channel and support me to grow in this journey. Here, in this channel, I'll share many troubleshooting techniques that I learned from my more than 2 decades of work experience. Thank you.